Yeah. If you are following along with the playlist, you can start it now. It'll be nice. Begin to close your eyes. As always, start to notice how your body's feeling. Notice where your thoughts are today. Notice how the breath feels. Maybe it's already deep and long. Or if it's short and shallow, that's okay. Just notice it. Not placing too much judgment on your thoughts or your feelings right now. Just begin to deepen into where you are in this space. Slowly begin to deepen the breath, drawing the inhales through the nose, into the chest. Exhale out the mouth. Next inhale, bring it in through the nose. Fill the chest, fill the ribs. Exhale everything out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Fill the chest, the low ribs. Let the belly expand out. Exhale everything out. Continue this 3-part breath, filling the chest, the lungs, the belly on your own. Maybe pause at the top of the inhales and at the bottom of the exhales to really lengthen out the breath here. If you choose, start to exhale through the nose, building that Ujjayi breath, building heat in the body, creating a slight restriction at the back of your throat. It'll feel like you're fogging up a pane of glass in front of you, and maybe it will be slightly audible, like a little whisper. Use your breath as an anchor throughout this practice, knowing you can always come back to it if the poses aren't there for you today. You can begin to open your eyes. We'll slowly make our way into a child's pose. Knees can come wide to the outer edges of the mat. Toes can come together. Reach the fingertips out long in front of you. Your glutes are going to sink back towards your heels. If you have to readjust, just do so here. Let your forehead rest heavy on the mat. Maybe picturing those thoughts in your head just melting out onto your mat, letting the earth absorb them for you. On an inhale, walk the palms out just slightly, just maybe like a ½ inch or so your elbows come up off the ground. You're going to reach your fingers to the left side of your mat. Your right hip is going to come towards your right heel. Really stretching through that right side body. Maybe that right hand stacks on top of the left hand. On an inhale, walk your hands back to center. And then walk your hands over to the right. Left hip comes towards left heel. Feeling a nice stretch through that left side body, all the way from the hip to the armpit. Take one more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. We're just going to come up right to tabletop. Shoulders stack over wrists, hips stack over knees. Knees are slightly about hips width distance apart. We're going to come into some cat-cows, but for these first 2 rounds, just feel your pelvis tuck up and under. So when you drop your belly, just tilt your hips up without moving too much through your upper body. And then exhale, curve your pelvis under, isolating just that area of the body. Notice how that feels. Inhale, just bring the, oh my God, I'm lost for words. Top of your hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, curl the pelvis in under. One more just like that. Curl the pelvis under. On an inhale, bring the belly into it. Drop the belly. Exhale, curve the belly in. Hug into the belly. Exhale, drop the belly. Keep the shoulders pretty much neutral. Exhale, belly button draws up in towards the spine. One more like that. Drop the belly. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, drop the belly. Get your shoulders into it, maybe rolling the shoulders along the back. Exhale, curl everything up. Shoulder blades fall apart away from each other. Inhale, drop the belly. Extend the chest. Exhale, round through. Really feeling all areas of the back body and front body open up through these cat-cows. Take a few more rounds on your own. Take one more round and we'll meet in neutral tabletop. Front tabletop will come into spinal balance. So raise the left foot off the ground, hips stay square towards the ground, pinky toes almost facing the floor. Reach the left hand off the floor, right along your left ear. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring the elbow to knee, curl in. Inhale long. Exhale, curl in. Inhale long. Exhale, curl. Inhale long, stay for the out breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, limbs find the mat. We'll switch it out right away. Bring the left foot off the mat. Right arm next to the ear. Foot is flexed, fingers are active. Take an inhale for length. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale long. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, one more. Exhale, curl. It's like cat-like back. Inhale long. Exhale, limbs find the mat. We're going to tuck our toes, press down through the palms, just lift the knees to hover off the mat just a few inches. And on your inhale, straighten the legs, hips go high for downward facing dog. Do whatever feels good here. Pedal out the legs, the feet. Lost track of my AirPods. When you're ready, find stillness. Spread the fingertips wide on the mat. Roll the shoulder blades down towards the hips as the hips come high towards the ceiling. Heels draw down towards the earth. On an inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your feet. Hang here for ragdoll, grab for opposite elbows. Maybe the feet come hips width distance. Generous bend to the knee, let the chest rest on the top of the thighs. The more you bend the knees, the more release you'll get in your low back. On an inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Arms come above the head, high mountain. Grab your right hand with your left wrist and reach over to the right. Really press that left heel into the ground. Feeling length all the way through the left side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, switch that out. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Reach over to the left. Maybe look up under that right armpit. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, fold all the way forward, soft bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins, flatten the back. Exhale, fold. One more of those, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, walk out to plank pose and hold here. Heels are gonna stack over the toes. Kneecaps draw into the quad muscle, really activating through the legs. Core hugs up and into the belly. Inhale, come forward on the toes. Exhale, lower slowly all the way down to the ground. We'll come into some baby cobras. So on an inhale, lift your head and chest away from the ground, pressing the shoelace side of the foot into the floor. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up one more time. Maybe the hands float away from your mat. Exhale, release. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, pull the kneecaps away from the floor. Inhale, push up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat, come high in the toes. Slowly tiptoe your feet up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, high mountain. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, jump or step back, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come high in the toes. Bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, move feet to hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands lower. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Take one breath here. Inhale, come high in the toes. Exhale, move feet to hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, heels come high. Look to the top of the mat, move feet to hands. Inhale, halfway. Fold. Rise up. Fold all the way down. Halfway lift. Plant the hands lower. Upward facing. Downward facing. Come back to the breath if you lost it. Inhale, come high in the toes. Exhale, move feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're coming into chair, so on inhale, bend the knees, sink your hips. Rise up. Ground down through the feet. Maybe spread the toes off the mat and rest them down gently one at a time. Sink the hips a little bit lower. Pull the belly in, away from the shirt. Shoulders release down the back. One more in-breath. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now at any time you can skip the chaturangas. You can really skip all of it if you want. But it's your choice. Do what feels good for your body today. Inhale, heels come high. Exhale, move feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, high mountain. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg high. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Turn the back heel down about 45 degrees. Inhale, up, warrior one. Really feel that front foot press into the earth as you sink lower through that front knee. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands find the mat, step back, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Right away, left leg lift. Step the foot in between the hands. Back heel spins down. Rise up, warrior one on the in-breath. Keep sinking through that front leg. Still just as strong through the back leg. Just stay for the inhale. Exhale, hands find the mat, step back, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. We'll just move through one more sun A. Not one breath of movement, just a little bit slower. You guys know where we're going. So inhale, heels come high. Exhale, bend the knees, jump forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chair pose. Just stay for one more full breath. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, step back lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg high. Exhale, step in between the hands. Inhale, up, warrior one. Big inhale. Exhale, hands plant, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, the left leg high. Step in between the hands. Rise up, warrior one. Big breath in. Exhale, hands plant, step back, lower halfway. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg high. Bend the knee, open the hip. But it's flexed like you're going to plant it on the side wall. Keep the shoulders relatively square to the earth so you're pressing through both hands evenly still. Lengthen that lifted leg back to square. We're going to bring our right knee to our right elbow. Exhale, up. Inhale, knee to elbow. Back up. Inhale, bring the knee to that right elbow. Back up. Step the foot in between the hands. Rise up, crescent lunge. Back heel stays lifted. Almost like it's going to be stacked over the toes like in your plank pose. You might have to wiggle out your foot a little bit. Sink down into the hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, open up to the right side of the room. Right arm comes back, left arm comes forward. Feel this twist happening through the belly. It's really easy for us to like crank our twist even more, but almost like you're facing the corner of the room. Every inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist through the core a little bit more. Take one more full breath. On an inhale, open up, swing it around to warrior two. You might have to adjust your feet here, that's okay. Sink into that front knee. Squeegee that back side of the left foot down towards the mat, pressing through all of the left foot and all of the right. On an inhale, we're coming into side angle. Only for a few breaths, find a side angle that works for you. On this next pose, we're gonna walk our hand down to our floor, or if you have like a water bottle or something, that might be easier to bring the earth closer to you. Walk that hand at about 6 inches in front of your foot, and then we're gonna push through that right leg and lift up to balancing half moon. Hold on to it, you guys got this. Back foot is flexed, like you're gonna stamp on the back wall. Shoulder blades come together along the back, opening through the front of the chest. Take one more inhale, and we're gonna bend into that front knee, coming back into our warrior two, nice and smooth. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, hands come frame the front foot. We're gonna reach our right arm up into a twisted runner's lunge. Maybe roll out that wrist. Really feel those shoulder blades come together, opening through the front body. Gaze can be at the chair hand or down at the floor or right out in front of you. Play around with sinking the hips or raising the hips a little higher. Notice where you find different sensation. If you're feeling up for it, we're gonna roll onto the peacoat side of our left foot, coming into our side plank. Option to take the tree variation or lift the leg up. Hold it here. Inhale, lift the hips a little bit higher. Exhale, hands find the mat, stay in your plank. On an inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Take your chaturanga. We'll all meet in downward facing dog.
That was mean.
Sorry. Inhale the left leg high. We got another side, Sarah. Bend the knee, open the hip. Left foot is flexed. Pressing evenly through the right and left hands. When you're ready, straighten that left leg out, squaring off the hips to the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to the left elbow or tricep. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, up. Exhale, foot plants in between the hands. Rise up, crescent lunge. Notice how good it feels to not be on your hands in a side plank here. Sinking into that front leg, coming high on the right toes. Maybe a bend in that knee if it feels better on the low back. Take an inhale for length. Exhale, left arm reaches behind, right arm reaches forward for the twist. Keep sinking through that front knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Take one more inhale. On the exhale, big movement, open up, warrior two. Sinking into that front knee. Going just as strong in the front leg as you did the first round when you didn't know where we were going. On an inhale, or take an inhale. Exhale, we'll come into side angle. Option hand can be on the ground already. Elbow can rest on the thigh. Or if you're really into it, bring that left arm next to the left ear. Okay, we're gonna find our half moon. Maybe that right hand comes with a hip so it's easier for balance. Walking that left hand out in front of the foot about 6 inches, just lifting that right leg off the ground and reaching that right arm when you're ready. Keep a soft bend into that standing leg. You'll really fire up the muscles through the left leg if you haven't felt them already. Take one more inhale, deep bend in that standing leg. We're just gonna lightly land back into our warrior two. Staying for a breath. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, spin up on the back foot onto the toes, and reach that left arm for a twisted runner's lunge. Yeah, always option to drop that back knee in this lunge. If you want to get up to the side plank, do so now, rolling onto that right edge of foot. Left foot steps back to meet it. Again, option to lift the leg, maybe come into tree legs. Take one more in-breath. Exhale, hands behind the mat. We have 2 push-ups. Inhale forward on the toes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Flow through. We're downward facing dog. Take 3 big breaths here. Maybe keeping that ujjayi, keeping that heat you're building. When you're ready, the right leg is going to come high. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, round through the spine. Exhale, up. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, up. Last one, knee to nose. Inhale, up. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Listen closely. Left foot just steps up to meet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're coming into chair, so bend the knees, sink the hips. Taking a chair pose. Any stance that feels good. Maybe your feet are hips width distance. Bring the hands heart center. Inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward towards the front of the room. Exhale, twist to the right. Really press those hands into each other. Feeling the triceps, maybe the biceps slide up. Drawing the shoulder blades on the back. On an inhale, come forward. Stay in your chair. Lift your heels up as high as you can go. And we're going to slowly sink our bottom all the way down to the ground. We're going to stay in this little squat. If you want to get into side crow, we're going to do that here. Don't think if you can't do crow, you can't do side crow. That's just limiting yourself. So we're going to twist over to the right. Hands are going to plant on the ground about hips width distance. Shoulder width distance. And then your feet are going to come together. You're going to slowly lead into your hands, bending at your elbows. Maybe your left elbow catches your hip. Makes it a little bit easier. Take a few more breaths. Or play with getting up, lifting the feet. We'll come back to meet in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, jump or step back, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing.
Come to
Inhale.
sit really well.
Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up. One more. Inhale, back up. Exhale, foot plants. Right foot comes up to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up, chair pose. Find your feet here. On an exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen the crown of the head forward, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Feel that same action of twisting through the core like we did earlier, and not twisting through the upper back. On an inhale, come to center. Raise the toes super, super high. Feel the shakes. Lower slowly, all the way down to the ground. We're gonna plant the hands to the left side, coming into side crow. It's a little less intimidating, I think, side crow than regular crow. Just because most of your legs can be supported in side crow. Play around with that for a few more breaths. When you're ready, we'll meet in a forward fold at the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time, coming into high mountain. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Maybe take a few deep breaths, finding your breath if you lost it, and all of that craziness. When you're ready, ground down through your left foot, really plant it into the earth. On an inhale, bring the left knee, bring it about like a 90-degree angle so your knee is straight out from your hip. You have option to stay here or straighten that front leg out in front of you. Make sure you're not dumping too much in to your hips. If you're doing this, like really straighten out, pull that belly in, shoulders stack over the hips. Take one more inhale. Exhale, kick it back, warrior three. Find your balance here. We're gonna get into some funky stuff here, really targeting our glutes. Keep your hands at heart center, or if there's something next to you want to grab onto it, feel free to do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna keep our upper body. We're just gonna slowly lower that right leg to the ground just to touch, just like a kiss. And then inhale it back up. Lower down on the exhale. Inhale back up. Try to keep your hip mostly square to the ground so you really feel this in the glute, not opening up through the hips. You're using your hammies. Find your own pace that works for this. Slow and steady really does win the race. Just give me two more. When you're ready, we'll just meet back at the top of our mat, going to the other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Grounding down through that right foot. Inhale the left knee. Option to kick that leg out in front of you, flexing through the foot like you're gonna step on the front wall. Take an inhale, lift the leg a little higher. Exhale, kick it back, warrior three. Really find your balance here. When you're ready, you're just gonna slowly lower that left toes to touch the mat. Inhale it back up. Exhale, lower. Really try to keep everything else pretty stationary except that lifting leg. Just a few more. Whew. Give me two more, and then we'll meet at the top of our mat. Yeah, maybe wiggle out your feet here. Ooh. Inhale the arms high above the head. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, jump or step back. Lower halfway. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, bring the knee to the left tricep. Inhale up. Exhale, twist it across. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, plant the foot in between the hands. Rise up, crescent lunge, just for a breath or so. Last inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Best warrior we've seen yet. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Bring the hands back to warrior two, arms. Reach forward, left hip comes to the back of the room. Drop that right hand. Triangle pose. Oh, my tongue is all getting tied. That just feels really good. Little break from all the work we've been doing. If you can, make an adjustment to this pose where it helps you breathe better. So a lot of times I'll like to come up on that hand, really letting my lungs expand. Take one more in breath. Exhale. Your hands are going to frame your front foot. You're going to spin up on the back toes, on the heel of the back toes. So you're going to come up on your toes. Oh my gosh. It's kind of, you're going to be like kind of in like a wide-legged pyramid pose. So take an inhale. Exhale, we're going to like dynamically stretch this into a lunge. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, reach the chest forward. Inhale, straighten, bow in. Let's do a few more of these. Bending and straightening, bending and straightening. Pair it with your breath. If you're not on the same breath as me, that's okay. When you're ready, we'll meet in a lunge, runner's lunge. Step that right foot back, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. One more side of standing poses. No idea how I'm doing on time. Oh, we're good. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, bring the knee to the right tricep, up and across. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee meets tricep. Inhale, back up. Exhale, plant the foot in between the hands. Rise up, crescent lunge. Just one more inhale here. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward, flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior, up and back. Keep sinking into that front knee. On an inhale, straighten through the front leg. Really reach up. Bring the arms back to warrior two, arms. Reach forward and down into your triangle pose. Remember to keep a soft bend in the back of that front knee. Inhale, reach everything a little bit more open up to the room. Exhale, bring the hands down, frame the front foot. Come up onto the ball of the back foot, that long-legged pyramid. If you want to adjust, please do so. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend in that front knee, heart shines forward. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, heart shines forward, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Keep doing this on your own breath. Just for a few more breaths. Last one here. We'll meet in a lunge, a runner's lunge. Step the left foot back, lower halfway. Inhale up, exhale downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. We're gonna hold this plank for just a little bit. Keep the breath strong. Our bodies will give up long after our mind does. So keep that mind focused, knowing you can do this, you can hold this. Maybe letting the shakes even feel good. Shift forward on the toes, lower all the way down to the ground. I was gonna make you do more push-ups, but I'm not gonna do that. Arms come alongside the body. We're gonna come into locust pose, so chin comes to center. On an inhale, lift the legs, the arms, the chest, the head away from the mat. Broadening through the chest, feeling so powerful. Lifting everything up. Exhale, release down, right cheek finds the mat. Windshield wiping the legs if that feels good. When you're ready, chin comes to center. We'll come into one more locust pose. So on an inhale, lift everything up. Keep holding, keep breathing. Really feel the belly expand against the mat. Your breaths are that big here. Inhale, lift everything a little bit higher. Exhale, fold forward, left cheek finds the mat. When you're ready, your hands are gonna plant underneath your shoulders. We're just gonna come back into a tabletop. Nice and easy. Okay, we did these a few weeks ago, but I haven't brought them back in a minute. So we're gonna burn out our glutes here. Ground down through your hands. We're gonna lift the right leg up, bend at the knee, knees mostly in line with the hip, foot is flexed. We're gonna bring the knee into the chest. We're gonna kick it back out. Breathing in, out, breath, kick up. Give me 3 more. Last one. Hold at the top. We're gonna pulse. Just slight little movements, really getting into that glute. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that right knee in line with the left. Don't let it touch the mat yet. We're gonna kick it out for fire hydrants. Inhale out, exhale back down. If you wanna switch the breath on it, if that feels more natural to you, exhaling, kicking out, inhaling slowly back down. That totally works too. Give me 3 more. 2. Last one. Keep it up high. We're gonna pulse on the side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. So now we're gonna switch sides. It's gonna feel so good on that left foot. Oh my goodness. Okay, when you're ready, kick that left foot back, knee bent, foot flex like it's pressing on top of the ceiling. Take an inhale, exhale, bring it in, curl it in, inhale up, exhale, curl in, inhale, curl up, exhale in. I like to keep my foot flexed during this, just really feeling that work through the core crunch and kicking it up. Give me 3 more. 2. Last one, hold at the top and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that right knee in line with the left. Take it out for fire hydrants. Give me 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Come back down. Do some cat cows. Let's release the back a little bit. Okay, next we're gonna come into a hip stretch of your choice. If you wanna move up into downward dog into half pigeon, if you wanna come onto your back for figure 4, I'm gonna cue full pigeon or fire logs. If you wanna try that, I'll cue you into it. So what you're gonna do is your left foot is gonna come down to the floor, foot is flexed. If you have any pillows around, those can be really helpful here. You're gonna stack your right foot on top of your left knee. Your knees are gonna kind of be, your knee and foot are gonna kind of be in line. It feels good to rest a pillow in here. If you're like feeling like there's a lot of space, nice to fill in that negative space with pillow, a block, anything you have around your blanket. If you're good here, maybe slowly walk the hands forward. If you came into hip stretch other than this, we'll switch sides on this and I'll cue everyone else to switch their side too. If you're trying fire log with me, you should really be feeling this through the right outer hip, which will feel nice after all that booty work we just did. If you're in any folded position, slowly come back up. Release the legs if you're in fire logs, maybe out long in front of you. We'll just switch sides right away. So if you're in half pigeon or figure 4, come to the other side. If you're in fire logs, bring that right leg to the ground, bending at the knee. Your foot's gonna plant flat on the ground.
Is fire log the same as full pigeon?
Yes, it is.
Ah, thank you.
It looks like you have fire logs stacked on top of each other in this pose, but they call it that. So your left ankle is gonna stack kind of on the meaty part of that right knee. If you have a lot of room in between your right foot and your left knee, maybe fill it in with a blanket, a sweatshirt, anything around you. Give yourself some time to feel before you maybe enter into it a little deeper, a little further for more sensation. Be kind to yourself and the sensations you're feeling, not making too much judgment and how the more active part of the practice felt or how you felt you performed. It doesn't matter. If your mind starts to wander, really anchor into the breath here. Same with the twisting, maybe every inhale you lengthen. Exhale, maybe deepen just slightly. When our mind starts to wander and you're not really feeling the breath today, focus back on the sensation in your body, the feeling. Our brains are so easily wired to just jump from next thought to next thought into the snowball effect of too many thoughts. And if that happens, just Maybe feel how it feels underneath your fingertips. Or notice the air on the back of your neck. Creating a dialogue with how our bodies are feeling helps us to better know ourselves. Slowly walk the hands back up if you're folded. If you're in half pigeon, swing one leg around. We'll come laying back flat on our mat. So however you want to get there, nice and slow. Bring your feet to the ground. We're gonna lift up the hips just slightly and move them over to the right, just like an inch or so. And bring the knees to the chest. You're gonna feel a little off because your hips are gonna be out a little bit further. But then we're gonna drop our knees to the left side of the room. This should have made like a really good alignment through the spine. You should just like feel how juicy it feels when you just shifted your hips like that, just slightly. Option to straighten that top leg, grabbing for the outside of the right foot. Just to have a little bit more sensation in the back of the leg here. Gaze can come over that right shoulder if it feels okay on the neck. The closer your leg comes to the back wall, like you're almost like raising it kind of, you'll feel more sensation through the back of the leg if you're struggling to find some. Release the foot if you have it. We're gonna bring the knees back to center nice and slow. Set the feet down, bring the hips back to center, and then lift up the hips and put them over to the left just slightly. Bring the knees into the chest and drop the legs over to the right side of the room. Option to straighten that left leg, grabbing for the foot. Or if the foot's not there, you can grab any part of your leg, really, maybe not the knee. Release the foot if you have it. Bring the knees slowly back to center. We'll come into one last pose of your choice. If you want to come into waterfall, legs straight up, shoulders stand. Option for Supta Baddha Konasana, your knees are gonna fall apart, feet are gonna come together. If you want to take a back bend, if you didn't do any, feel free to take bridge or wheel. I feel like I've used to do those a lot in the last few weeks, so you should know where you're going. Anything that your body is really craving. Take just the last few more breaths in the pose of your choice. We'll meet together with our knees into our chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Maybe wiggle from side to side. Bring the forehead up into the knees. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And exhale, release everything down for your final Shavasana. Give yourself some time to relax here in any pose. If it's laying flat, maybe legs up the wall, or if you want to be seated in a more traditional meditation pose. Let yourself just be here. Slowly begin to bring awareness back to the sensations in the room. Noticing any sounds, smells, feelings on your skin. Begin with a deep inhale, filling the belly. Exhale it out the mouth. Begin to wiggle toes and fingers. Maybe wiggle wrists and ankles. Slowly awakening the body, maybe into a nice big long body stretch. We'll meet at a seat at the top of our mat in any way you want to get there. Eyes closed, hands can rest on your knees or at heart center. Be so proud for showing up on your mat today and diving into the breath and the sensations of your body. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. And happy Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you, Molly.